Hey everyone, Dumont Owen here. I'm on a little early. Just wanted to say hello to everyone. This is kind of a surprise appearance because I wasn't planning on being here this week. I thought I was going to be on jury duty all week, but they dismissed me. But seriously, they dismissed me because um, I the crime was about something that I could not put aside personal feelings for. I knew that my emotions could get in the way. So if you've never been on jury duty, what they do, or in this case they did, they asked you if you wanted to speak privately. So they dismissed the rest of the jury because it was lunchtime. The prosecutor and the defense attorneys and all the people involved asked me questions. The judge asked me questions, and um, they knew I was being sincere because I really feel like everyone in this country, in the United States, deserves a fair trial, right? And that means that the people who are sitting on the jury can rule on that without prejudice. They have to be fair and impartial. So it was the right decision, and I'm so glad they made it. Now this is almost a totally un unadvertised situation here, but but um, I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to send this video out for those people who who couldn't attend or who registered. I will also be presenting it again next Wednesday on the 31st. But I wanted to get on here because I have a couple of really cool things coming up next week, which I will tell you about. And not that you would hear me, but if you're registered for next week, I'm going to make sure you get these links today so that you can see what's available, or tomorrow when my VA is able to send it out. So um, you know that's where we are with that. So I'm really excited about today's topic because it is so important to understand the strategies behind LinkedIn and understand what that's all about. And so we're going to be talking about a number of things here. So let me share my screen. I'm going to share some slides here. Okay, so there we go, and there I am. I was a little less flustered then. Thank God for my VA, Rusty, because he pulled this out of the fire for me. I did it on Canva, and Canva doesn't actually let you download slides, so I was freaking out because it wouldn't let me download slides, but it takes the PDF. Okay, so that's where we are. All right, so today we are talking about the 4 essential strategies you must know to generate high paying leads on LinkedIn. And this is so important. And I'm going to adjust this video just a little bit so I can see you a little better. Okay, so let's get started. All right, the first thing I want you to understand, and probably many of you do, but it's an important point, so I wanted to make it um, 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 to make this distinction. There's a difference between strategy and tactics. And what many people do is they go straight to the tactics on LinkedIn, but they don't have a strategy. Okay, so that strategy is super important because that's your plan of action to achieve a major goal. Okay, the specific actions you take are the tactics. So a lot of us start doing the actions, but we don't have the strategy in place. And I'll give you, I'll make myself an example. When I first started on LinkedIn, I was trying everything. I was doing some of this, I was doing some of that. Oh, I've got to post content. Oh, I've got to, invite people. Oh, I've got to, get something out. I mean, it was just, I was running myself ragged and I was getting no results from it. So it's really important to first establish your goals and then figure out the right strategy to get there. So we are going to be talking about 4 strategies, and then I'm going to show you some of the specific actions you can take for each strategy. Now, we're not going to go into a great deal of depth. I'm just going to show you a few examples of tactics that you can use for those strategies, but we will cover all of them. So let's go. In this presentation, we're going to be talking about a simple system for generating high quality leads on LinkedIn, the LinkedIn Social Selling Index. And if you're not familiar with it, I think you're going to find that it is really, really helpful. And then the 4 foundational strategies that you must understand in order to turn LinkedIn into your personal sales funnel. And we're going to be talking about some of these strategies throughout this presentation. And then, if you stay to the end or watch to the end, I'm going to give you 2 really cool I have a really cool invitation for you next Monday. I mean, a super cool invitation. So let's get started. Okay, so these are specifically the things we're going to talk about. Where strategy fits in a LinkedIn generation system, and then the 4 strategies: profile optimization, prospecting, finding those exact clients that you need. Because don't you ever think that, I know my ideal clients are LinkedIn, but how do I find them? Okay. Connection strategies. We're going to be talking about that, and then engagement strategies. And we're going to talk about the right way to do these things, not the wrong way. Okay. Because there are a lot of mistakes going on out there. And if you don't understand these simple things, then you're going to run into problems. So, okay, the first thing we're talking about, and I can see this isn't showing up real clearly. I apologize for that. I will use a different one next time. But there are 4 stages. Whoop, there, 4. The first one is clarity, and in clarity, you're getting really clear on your goals, your niche, and your brand. All 3 of those things, all 3 of those things must be absolutely clear. And here's why. We just talked about strategy, right? And your strategy includes your goals, your niche, and your brand because, your strategies are based on your goals, your niche, and your brand. So your goals, when we're setting goals, we're also setting the metrics that you're going to use to measure those goals. And when you have goals, that dictates which tactics you're going to use for each of the strategies. You have to know your niche. You have to know the people that you're trying to reach, because that's going to be a huge part of your strategy too. And then finally, you have to be crystal clear on your personal brand, or as LinkedIn calls it, your professional brand. So that's the first stage. The second stage is awareness, and awareness really is about getting that profile branded and optimized, creating the right content that will drive people or attract people to your profile. So using multimedia, using creators mode, if you're going to, all of those things go into awareness. Then we get into lead generation, and lead generation is prospecting, connecting, and engaging. And so, we're going to cover a lot of that because we're going to talk about prospecting, connecting, and engaging. So we'll be covering all of that today. And then finally, there's sales and analysis. And in analysis, You know what sales is? I prefer a sales script that is optimistic, is helpful, is not manipulative. So that's the kind of process I teach my clients. And and there's also analysis, and that's when you go back and and check those metrics that you set up in the first step, clarity for your goals, and you can check them then. Now, what I recommend is that you check them once a month. That way, you're not waiting to the end of the year and going, oh, nothing I did was working. No, that's what we're here for right now. We want to make sure everything is working. Okay. The next thing I want to talk to you is about LinkedIn's Social Selling Index. Now, if you are not familiar with this, and I was going to try and Google the link. I get to it through Sales Navigator, but you can just Google LinkedIn Social Selling Index, and it's going to bring this up for you. Okay, so what the Selling Index is LinkedIn's way of telling you how well you are performing on four aspects of social selling. Okay, and social selling is the kind of selling that you do on LinkedIn and other kinds of and other social media. So social selling is very important. So there are four components. One is your professional brand. So they're looking at how strong your brand is and how well you promote it. Establishing or finding the right people. That's all about connection and finding them in the right way. Now, it used to be that people sent out, well, they still do, send out mass messages or invitations, and we're going to talk about that because that's not the way to do it. And then it's engage with insights. Now, engage with insights. A lot of people have trouble figuring out what it really means. Is that you like, comment, and share other people's content from your news feed. So that's engaging with insights. And then finally, there's building relationships. And we are going to talk about that because there is a right way and there is a wrong way to do this. And I think y'all are going to recognize that experience. Okay, so strategy one. Now, strategy one, that is about your profile. Getting that profile optimized, that means the right keywords, so that Google pick it up, but even more important, so that you will be findable by your ideal clients. So a lot of times I see people in their branded section, which includes the headline, getting really creative. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. So your branded content includes your banner, your photo, and your headline. Okay. So your banner is very cool. I mean, this is the first thing people see when they land on your profile. Now, you can design a banner in Canva for free with their free version. And they have all these things you can pull up. You just go to canva.com, you enter LinkedIn banners, and it's going to pull all these banners up, in different, they're all the right size. And it'll have all different kinds of things. You can change it to your brand color. You can put on your logo. You can put on a premium program. You can do just about anything you darn well please with it. Although I'm going to tell you right now, it's the place where you're going to promote your brand. Now, my brand is that I help coaches and consultants build success by maximizing the effectiveness of their personal brands and digital brands on LinkedIn. So at Dumont & Associates, we help coaches and clients build success on LinkedIn. And then I have my tagline: more leads, more clients, more revenue, more life. And I absolutely am committed to that. So this is how you do that banner. Okay, the next one is your photo. And it doesn't have to be professional, but you should be attired in the profession, in the garb or the fashions or the attire that people in your industry typically wear. Okay, looking into the camera, smiling, and sometimes having a little tilt to your head helps a little bit, makes you look more approachable. And and that's basically it. Make sure that it's mostly your head and shoulders. All right. And a neutral background. So, and I have since changed this, but that was my picture when I took this photo. So I want you to notice though, the orange circle around my picture. That indicates that I have a cover video in there. Now, a cover video is 30 seconds long, and it's where you can say, hey, I'm so and so. Thanks for stopping by my page. You give them your personal brand statement, and tell them, who which tells them who you serve, how you serve them, and the results when you're done. And then, just end it. You've only got 30 seconds. So this is going to be a really short video. You cannot do it on the desktop. You have to do it with a mobile device, the mobile version of LinkedIn, and you can just click it. I suggest that you just keep doing it. Now, you can do it in any video that's on your camera, but you have to upload it to LinkedIn. After that, you can do any editing you want on the desktop, but you cannot upload it from the desktop. Okay, whoops. Okay, now the headline. My headline at this time, this is an earlier headline. Well, it might still be there. My headline says Master Personal and Digital Brand Strategist, LinkedIn Trainer and Coach. I help coaches, consultants, and other professional service providers find their 100% right fit clients on demand. So in there, I have a number of keywords that my ideal clients would use to find someone like me. So master personal brand, digital branding, strategist, all of those are keywords. LinkedIn, trainer, and coach are all keywords. Okay, so you must have some keywords in there that will attract your ideal clients. I see people getting too creative here. I've seen people called, chief inspirators, the Sherlock Holmes of accounting, head bean counter. Well, the problem with those is that nobody enters those terms in a search field on LinkedIn or even on Google. Okay, so you're not going to show up. You can get very creative in what you have after those keywords. So in your keywords, be as descriptive as possible and check out those keywords on LinkedIn and see how big an audience people have or different keywords have. And and there are a number of ways you can do this. One would just be entering it as hashtag, in the Google search field, because not the Google in the LinkedIn search field, just hashtag. So I looked at hashtag personal brand, hashtag or just personal brand happens to be one of the biggest hashtags, and digital branding is another big hashtag. So you can just do hashtag and then start typing in that word you want to use. See how many people come up. That's going to tell you a lot about the strength of that hashtag or that keyword, because you're going to be able to look at how many people in your niche come up with that hashtag. So it's a really cool little tool. And then after that, after you've got your keywords, then you can get creative about what you say, but I want you to think about your personal brand statement, which you're going to see very shortly, because that's a great way to, if you're not sure of where to go right now, that's a great way of putting in putting in what you actually do in your headline. Okay, let's keep going. Brand statement. And this is all about that headline. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice with this. You don't have to use the exact words, but I want you to use something similar, okay? Who you help, who your ideal clients are, how you help them achieve, create, build, maximize, optimize, improve. I mean, any of those words work, okay? And then by leveraging my strengths or your system or your knowledge, something to that effect. So I can say, I help coaches, consultants, and service providers, authors and speakers too, achieve or create. No, I'm going to use build their business on LinkedIn by leveraging my knowledge of personal and digital branding and LinkedIn strategies and systems. Okay, that would be a little bit wordy, and it's not particularly brilliant, but I'm just giving you an idea of what that can be. So go for clarity before creativity. Okay, go for clarity so that people understand that they have landed in the right place because you help people like them, that they get these results from you, and that's based on your knowledge or strengths or experience, whatever it is. That's what's going to go in that brand statement. Okay, so I want you to really, really pay attention to that. Okay. Let's look at strategy number 2. That's prospecting. Now, prospecting is how you're going to find the exact clients that you're looking for on LinkedIn. And there are a lot of tips and tricks here and a lot of ways to refine it. But I'm just giving you the basics here, okay? The first is that you're going to look at the 3 degrees of connection. The second is to use advanced search. And the third is to use Sales Navigator. Now, if you have never used Sales Navigator, you can get a month free on there. So you can test it out and see how valuable it is to you. If you are not ready to invest money in Sales Navigator, you can do everything in Sales Navigator with the free version of LinkedIn. It's just more tedious. Okay. So that's one of the things. You can also get a free month of Sales Navigator to test it out and see if it's what you want. But I think it's running me about $900 a year. So, you don't need to have it. But I want you to be aware of it. Okay, so the 3 degrees of connections. There are your direct connections, your first degree. These are the people who invited you to connect and you accepted, or you invited them to connect and they accepted. You have a direct connection with them. Second degree connections are the connections of your connections. Think of them as the friends of your friends, right? Because they are connected to someone that that person can either, you can request that they introduce you to that person. Very valuable. People are much more likely to accept your invitation if you've been referred by one of their connections. You can also, though, if you have a connection, and you can also name drop. It's not as effective as being introduced, but it can work. Okay, so you can look and say, hey, I see we both know Rhonda Yoho, and Rhonda and I have known each other now for several years, or Rhonda is a real genius at such and such, or whatever you want to say. And I see that you're also connected with her. I would love to invite you to connect. Something very, very simple. And then third, you have no connection with them. Don't worry about them right now. I always focus in my searches on the second degree connections. They're the most valuable ones. Okay, advanced search. Now I have a picture here of what goes on in advanced search. So there are just steps that you take. So first you're going to enter a term in the LinkedIn search field. That's going, and then you're going to click on, because it's going to give you options. You're going to click on select people. Now that's going to be, and you're going to see across the top of your screen, you know, different filters. So I want you to go all the way over to the right, which you may be seeing as my left, and click on select all filters. Then you're going to see this screen, and I don't have it all here, but here are the things that you might want to start out with. Second degree connections, we already talked about that. Location, service category, are they a coach, are they a consultant? The industry, maybe they're a professional trainer and coach, or maybe they are in marketing, or maybe they are in technical, in one of the technical fields. You're going to look for that, and then you're going to look for the industry. So if you're looking for people specifically in the tech industry, that's what you put down. So you can get, you have to look and you have to experiment a little bit for a while, because some things are going to work better than others, and you're going to find this out as you go through. Okay, and then finally, my absolute favorite, and I share this with everybody I know, is to put in connections of, which should be, yeah, it's right here, connections of. You can put the name of any of your first degree connections. So that can be people that, you know, are first degree clients, or, you know, anything. But what my favorite one is to, because I'm connected to a whole bunch of people in the personal branding, digital branding, and LinkedIn industries, is to put one of them in there. Because then once I do that, I can filter their connections. It's going to pull up their connections. So if I put in the name of somebody that I know who is in personal branding, I have one who does personal branding, but she does copywriting for personal branding. So we aren't really in competition, but she's got a lot of clients that might be interested in what I do. So, you know, I can filter all those and come up with the exact people that I want. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, there's also Sales Navigator, and we've talked about that. It has, I don't know whether it's 5, 7, I can't remember the exact number, but it does have more fields. Okay, one of my favorites that I like to offer to people who are trying to build their connections is, you can see how long they've been on LinkedIn. Because if somebody's just been on LinkedIn for 1 or 2 months, there are a couple of things going on. One is that they may be trying to reach that 500 connection number, and so they're more likely to accept your invitations. Another reason is that they probably haven't been turned totally off by people making sales pitches to them. So you can honestly approach them and get a much better answer. Okay, much better option of them connecting with you. So that's another way that you can do that. Now, the third strategy is for connections. Now, this is one that, you know, please, please, please hear me on this. Only send personalized invitations. Okay, I know, like me, that you receive invitations from people who have just, you know, done a search. You know, they, like, I could just do a search on coaches, and they've come up with, you know, there may be, you know, 100,000 people, but I go through and I pick 100 a week and just send them out a mass invitation. You know, hi, saw your profile on LinkedIn, think you're great, let's connect. You know, and you also don't want to send them the generic invitation. You know, if you just click connect from any place on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn wants you to connect with people, so they make it really easy in a lot of different places to click connect. But I want you to do this. Never connect with anyone from any place other than their profile. because when you connect with somebody on their profile, it gives you the option of including a 300 character note. That's including white spaces. So this isn't very long. But what you're going to do is you look at something on their profile that you can compliment them on, or that you have, you have some kind of, of, of connection with, some kind of commonality with, and mention something from their profile so they know you actually took the time to go to their profile. And then you're going to, then you're going to put the invitation to connect. So 300 spaces, 300 characters with white spaces is really, really short. So you're going to need to practice a little bit. I actually have templates that I can use, but I personalize for each and every person I send an invitation to. So always connect from the profile, always add a note. Okay, and then there's another part. And that is how you respond. Okay, so there's what you see on the LinkedIn profile when you click on connect. Oh, and there's one thing I want you to remind you of. In creator mode, if that person is in creator mode, which means you'll see, in addition to the 500 plus connections number at the top of their profile, you'll also see the number of followers they have. That's your tip. In order to connect with them, you have to click more, and then in the drop down menu, you'll see connect, and it'll give you the option of the notes. So you can connect with anyone as long as they have that. So here's another thing that I want you to realize about connecting. If you want to land more high-paying clients, people who will trust you enough to buy your premium services, you have to build a relationship that's built on mutual respect and trust. So you can't be spamming them. You can't be hitting them with premature sales pitches. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And I know that some of you have been visited by these people, the sleazy LinkedIn sales weasels, also known, and I love this actually came from a Stephen Crane short story and I adapted it. They're also known as a no good, rotten, egg sucking LinkedIn weasel because, and I know you've had this experience if you've been on LinkedIn more than a few months, they send you this invitation to connect that sounds sincere. And as you're writing your welcome message to go back to them, you get hit by a sales pitch. I mean, immediately. It's very clear that it came from a bot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Respond with a true welcome. Now, how are you going to do that? You're going to go back to their page and you're going to do message from their page and you're going to send something that is authentic, right? You are going to send something that builds a relationship. And we're going to talk about that. That's right here. Okay, that is your fourth strategy. So engagement. Now engagement happens with your messaging, and that welcome message is your first message, okay? Whether they accepted your invitation or you accepted their invitation, you're going to have a sincere message that you can respond to. Then there's content creation and curation. Okay, that's a little bit different. We're going to talk about that. And then there's engaging with insights. So let's go a little bit deeper here. Okay, messaging, or DMs as they're called for short. Those are direct messages, and here's what goes into that sequence, because you're going to be building mutual respect and trust. You're going to offer a personalized invitation. Then you're going to offer a personalized welcome. Now, like I said, you can have templates and just personalize them. That's okay. You can offer a free gift, but do not put the link to that free gift or drop it in there at this point in this follow-up message, because you want to, if they don't want that free gift, if it isn't relevant to them, you just spammed them. Okay. So ask them, say like I have a LinkedIn profile checklist that I often offer. I also have a LinkedIn roadmap that I offer sometimes, but I never say, oh, here's my checklist or here's my LinkedIn roadmap. I ask them if they would like to have it. Then you can send them something and they can opt into it. I mean, it's not something that people can't opt into your mailing list if you want to, but you want to make sure that this is relevant to their problems and challenges. If it is not relevant, it is of no value. Value is defined by relevance to their problems and their challenges. Value, problems and challenges. No value, anything else. Okay. So then you're going to offer value. Now, the standard right now is that you need to touch somebody 8 times. Okay. 8 times during, before you actually move it offline. So, you could have up to 7 um, more messages that offer value. You might be offering an article that is related to their field. It doesn't even have to be yours. It could be yours, but you can cite something, that someone else has offered. And what you're doing there is you are not diminishing your reputation as an expert. You're showing them that you are an expert and you're a big enough expert that you know what's going on. Okay, so hey, so and so just published this article, and I think it's right on the nose for you. So or I just published this article. I found it helpful. Here's the link, and you're not going to link it to your website. You can't. Well, you can they'll opt in for different things, but you want to mainly other than opting into your email system, you want to always be offering value. And then finally move it offline. Now, are there shortcuts? Oh, you bet. Oh, you bet. You can be interacting with people. I'm going to show you some of the ways to interact with them. And you can figure out really quickly that this person is interested, or the way they approach you, they're interested. They really bit on something that you did, or they really loved it that you commented and shared on something that they had. So it can be a shortcut. And you can send out a message saying, hey, really saw your article, thought it was really great. I shared it. Just thought you might like to jump on a message right here, because you can do live conversations on LinkedIn. You don't even have to take them offline. So you want to get them into that sales call, because that's the only way you can sell your high ticket premium services and programs, right? So if it's under 1,000, there's a chance that you could sell it, without talking to somebody. But over 1,000, that's the line. So if you only sell $1,000 items, you don't necessarily have to do everything, although I would still recommend it. But if you sell premium services, or you want to sell premium services, you need to do it. Okay? So let's keep going. All right. Now, another way to engage with people is to do content creation. So one is content creation, the other is content curation. So what you're seeing on one side here is a piece of content that I created. It's my essential LinkedIn profile checklist. So that's something that I actually published on LinkedIn. in the news. I mean, I can put that in the news feed, and that's content creation is absolutely great. A lot of people are really excited about creator mode, where you can do newsletters, which I use, which you can do, where you can do videos like I'm doing right now, or they've just introduced an audio portion of this. Now, if you're not in creator mode, you're not going to be able to take advantage of those things. But if you are just starting out and you don't have a great profile yet, don't do it yet. Make sure your profile is great before you do things that are going to send people there. Now, the second way that you can really create engagement, if let's say you're not a content creator, you just don't get that. It's just not your cup of tea. You can share articles and everything like we said. So one way that you can do that is in your newsfeed, finding those people. And the way you do that is by finding people in your newsfeed who are doing things or posting things that you want to be able to share or to reinforce or to comment on. So if somebody's in your newsfeed and they published an article and they happen to be in your ideal client mode, these are the people that you're trying to attract, engage with them, like them, but engage with them also. Make a comment or even share. Okay. You don't want to just those aren't really like someone, those aren't going to be high quality engagements for the individual you're trying to, create a relationship with. So commenting in at least 2 sentences, that's what I tell people. You need to have at least 2 sentences to really make it worth their while, because that's what LinkedIn is going to pick up on. And then you want to improve your feed. So you can go in here and you will have the opportunity to, and let's see, you're saying I'm following this person, but you would have the opportunity, if you weren't following them, to follow them. You just click on the article up here, and in the drop down menu, you're just going to put, here it would say follow. So you're just going to click follow. And so you're going to keep improving your news feed. Okay. You can also follow hashtags. All right. And so, you can, and that's really a subject for a different presentation, but you can do a lot of things that will really build relationships. You can copy the link to their post and just go ahead and send it to some people. Betsy just posted this article that I think, and Betsy's an EFT, a tapping expert, emotional freedom technique. She does wonders. I'll tell you, I've worked with her. And so, yeah, I want to support her. So, I copy the link to her post. I might even send it out to my newsletter, because I think it's really, really interesting. Okay. So that's another way of really driving up engagement. Okay. And engage with insights. That's what I just talked about, is liking, commenting, and sharing. So some final thoughts here. There are no shortcuts. Spamming people, sending out 100 connection requests a week really doesn't help. If you sent out 3 invitations a day, 3 to 5 invitations a day, you would have 15 to 25 people a week, and you can start building relationships with that number. You're not going to be able to build relationships with 100 people a week. Now, you may want to send those out, and you may be, sometimes you can, but, I advise my clients to, and this is totally different than people have been saying for years, but what you're seeing is LinkedIn is totally cracking down on spam. So keeping your network small is actually a really good strategy because you want that network small, built with your ideal clients and building relationships with them. Okay, and the other final thought is you have to have the right resources, the right strategy, the right support, and the right system. For instance, I have the right support because my VA is in the back. My VA Rusty is in the back of this, and he's going to be dropping some links. So let's get on to that. Okay, I told you if you watch to the bitter end, I was going to have something really cool for you. This is a free masterclass called Build Your Brand in Bits and Bytes. I'm doing it this coming Monday, August 29th. It's at 1 to 4 Eastern Daylight Time. If you can't make that time, go ahead and register anyway, because we always record things. Okay, so I want you to know about that. It's really, really important. Hi, Portive. I don't know exactly how to print it. Is it? Hold on, I've got my glasses. Partiv, could you just would it be possible for you to tell me whether that's the right pronunciation or not? Okay. This is what I'm going to tell you. And we will send you, because you registered, you're going to get these links. Okay. So don't worry if you can't see the links. I'm going to make sure you get them. Okay. So, there is a free masterclass on Monday. I know sometimes when you do PDFs and share them on StreamYard, they're not quite clear. So I try and bold them. I will tell you that oh, good, I've pronounced your name right. Okay, so don't worry about that. We will get this to you. Okay, you are not going to lead to not get this. And in fact, let me see. No, it's not going to. Whoops. Hold on. Let's go back. So I'm going to make sure you get them. Okay, now the lucrative LinkedIn system is my 6-week course, and some people have been asking when it would come up again, when it would be available. It's on half price until this Friday at midnight, and that's Eastern Daylight Time. So watch for it. I'm going to, even before we get the video done, because we are going to distribute the video and the PDFs. I'm going to go in right after this and make sure you have these two links. Okay. So wait a second. Wait 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to, here we go. I can drop this one in. Okay. Let me go ahead and drop this one in the chat right now for you. Okay, so there you go. So, hey, Susan, great. And I'm also going to, hold on. If you guys will give me a second, I'm going to actually, whoops, that's the wrong. I'm going to go online real quick. I apologize for not having this up. Rusty and I were literally just racing at the end of this. So hold on. I can get this for you right now. Copy URL. Okay. I'm going to drop this one. This is the one for the lucrative LinkedIn system. So I'm going to type that in here real quick. Hey, Susan. Good to see you. Susan is one of my buds. Okay, so here's the link. Okay. So if if anyone, oh, okay, yeah, and I think Rusty just dropped it in for me too. Rusty's in the background. He is my VA, and I will tell you, this is a shout out of appreciation for Rusty Lloyd Herrico. He has just been amazing this week. He has been just I can't say enough good words. Okay. I mean, he has set up everything to make all of this possible. And I am just so appreciative of him. So I want everyone to hear that. Does anybody have any questions? Because, I'm happy to answer. Oh, and I want to go on to the next slide because it also shows, and I can, whoops. Okay. Let me put in these here too. I'm just going to put in my best email. Now, for the, okay, that's my email, and I'm also going to put in my LinkedIn. Oops. LinkedIn, .com. My glasses off, so now I'm having trouble seeing. Okay, hold on. IN/BUMONTON. So if you are not connected to me, please do connect because it makes it easier for me to send you the things. Just tell me you saw this broadcast, and I will make sure that you get these right away. So if you are a second degree connection, please go to my profile, just say, just saw your video or just saw your live stream. I'd love to connect. I want the information and I will get it to you. Okay. So, so everybody, let's see. Anybody have questions? I'm going to hang on a minute. Oh, down here. Okay. Susan, did you get the link now? No links showing up? Oh, they should be showing up here. Somebody tell me, are you seeing them now? Patrick, you're not seeing them? Okay, guys, I'm not going to end the broadcast yet because I want to make sure that I have all of your names that were on here. Actually, you were registered. So I'm just going to go there. I'm going to send these links to you. As soon as I'm off this, I will immediately send them to you. Okay. So be sure that you have a first degree connection with me. Okay. And I will send those out. So if there are no, new comments. Okay. That's weird. Oh, if you are on Facebook, Facebook doesn't usually allow me to do it. I'm not sure why you're not. No, you guys are on LinkedIn. I don't understand why you're not seeing the comments or my comments. Let's see. No. Okay. Never mind. I will get these to you. Okay. So, sorry, this has been, we've had a lot of technological problems this morning, but we got it done. So I will send those out to you right away. So if there are no more questions, then we'll end it here and watch for the links. Okay. Thanks, everyone. So glad to see you, every one of you. Deborah, Patrick, Partiv, Susan, another Patrick. Oh, I'm always so grateful for your questions. And I just love, one thing that I truly love is that I can interact with you on these broadcasts. So in the master class on Monday, It's a 3-hour class. It's totally free. And I'm going to be covering how to build an amazingly powerful brand, but then also how to use that brand and promote it on LinkedIn. And I'm also going to go through all kinds of cool tips about LinkedIn. Okay, so I will definitely get it to you guys. Whoops, new comments. Okay, bye, Patrick. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.